1,500 Syrian refugees have been accepted into the United States since 2011. But the president says he plans to allow 10,000 Syrians to enter next year. A majority of the state's governors, including Indiana's Mike Pence, are calling for a tougher screening process before that happens. Still, Syrian refugees are arriving in Indiana despite the governor's request. JD Gray introduces us a family of refugees who arrived just 2 weeks ago and are working to settling into their new home.
Family is important to Abdul Sattar Asaf. He lives in a small apartment in Indianapolis with his wife and 2 young children. Their place is sparse. They're moving in. Asaf and his family arrived in Indianapolis less than 2 weeks ago, and it's been difficult. Asaf and his family are refugees from Syria, and Governor Mike Pence has been adamant that they're not currently welcome here. He wants a more stringent screening process in the wake of attacks in Paris and San Bernardino. Asaf says the process took 14 months with 6 interviews, lasting between 2 and 4 hours each. The governor does not have the authority to deny entry to the refugees, and Asaf found support for his resettlement by the Catholic Church and their resettlement program, Catholic Charities. How have you found the people of Indiana to be?
كيف لقيت الناس في إنديانا؟
الناس رائعين كتير.
Very nice.
كتير ما شوي يعني ما في واحد بيطلع فيه إلا ما بلاقيه مبتسم. هي أول شغلة.
Wherever he looks, he sees people smiling to him.
Last week, Epworth United Methodist Church in Indianapolis held a multi-faith event to show support to the Syrian refugees living in Indiana. The ceremony featured introductions to the families, a candle lighting ceremony, and a reception with food prepared by a Syrian family. Governor Pence was invited to the event, but he declined, citing a prior engagement. During our conversation, Asaf discussed his plans to rebuild his life in Indianapolis. Do you know what kind of job you're going to be?
شو بدك تشتغل هون؟
يعني أي شغلة إنه أحسن مارسها بشتغلها.
Anything he knows.
يعني ما في إنه شغلة معينة إني ركز هون أو هون، لا أي شغلة إني أقدر فيها أعيش.
Anything.
In Syria, Asaf walked to work with his brothers, but he left when his daily routine became too dangerous.
Suddenly, things turn, down, and you start hear bullets and military. And people on the street just get shot.
Asaf understood the reality. Either he had to quit going to work or accept that one day he might leave his house and never come back. It was his dream to come to Indiana because his sister relocated here about a year ago. Asaf is hopeful that the other members of his family will join him next. Do you still hope that one day you'll be able to go back?
ممكن إن بالأيام ممكن يعني بعد 5 سنين 10 سنين 15 سنة.
In the future, if things get safe there, he can go visit, can go see, but not move back there. He's going to start new here.
بعدين بكون الأطفال كبروا ما ظنوا يرجعوا.
It will be hard for the kids to move back there too. Because he saw a lot of bad stuff over there and he was so scared.
For Indiana News Desk, I'm JD Gray.
Asaf says his brother will find out next month if he will also be able to come to Indianapolis.